Welcome back, everybody. Chris here, all-in-one gaming generation, and today we got a good little coaching video for you guys. We're gonna go over how this Diana was able to pretty much win the early game, and the matchup here is Diana versus Belveth. The top lane matchup is a Shen versus a Gwen. Mid lane, we get an Akshan versus a Mordekaiser, which is an interesting one, having a Mordekaiser on your team, being the mid laner, but... And then for the bot lane, we got Senna Caitlyn versus good old Ziggs and Nami. As far as lanes and CC, bot lane has CC for you to set up certain ganks. On Diana's side, no CC besides her ult, so you gotta pretty much wait till 6. And mid lane, you know, you got the pull, and then you have Mordekaiser's R, so some CC. And then top side, no CC, just some slows. So it looks like here, to begin, starting off the game, we're going to ward our top side red, and Belveth is going to ward the blue side, which is, you know, decent. More decent from the Diana's perspective here, because Diana is expecting Belveth to do some cringe stuff, and possibly Invader. I would say maybe a better one is warding around this area here to defend your Raptor, since Belveth is easily able to do the Raptors very quickly. And I mean, sometimes it's a Kane thing to do that, but Belveth again can do it very effectively. So, but with Akshan having the ward on the red, Belveth does have the advantage for information currently. And really, we're going to show you why mastering your clears here are very, very important. Because as you see, Diana is pretty much 90% done with her camps, and Belveth is lacking behind. Diana's going to get that 230 clear, crossing over to the red side. And Belveth is sadly just behind 7 seconds. 8 seconds or so. But this stuff compounds, guys. It compounds. Like, please go into practice tool and practice your clears. Or if it's a problem where you are playing just random champs every single game, and you're not playing your consistent 3 champs that you do, that is going to have an effect on your clear. So we see here Diana is on the Krugs and Belveth is still on blue. So we have 15 seconds till Scuttle spawns, and good thing about this is Belveth does have information on the Diana. And in this situation here, right here, we're just going to pause it right here. We see Shen is pushed up. We saw Diana on her red go to her Krugs, as we should know, checking CS, that this is pretty much happening. If you're the Belveth, the only thing that you should... Really, just two things. She wants to scuttle, or she wants to kill your Shen. And if you're the Belveth here and you're going to skip your camp, you should definitely be in this area, in this bush, waiting for this to happen. But we're going to see how this plays out. And it looks like Belveth is going to opt into going for this. And at this moment here, Belveth, you guys need to realize, same health, practically. But there's just a small disadvantage, and which is the first step of mastering your clears. Diana's level 4, Belveth is level 3. Belveth is stronger than Diana early game, but that level don't matter about none of that stuff. Like, we're gonna see here that even though Diana is weaker than Belveth in the early game, she is going to easily finish this. So at this point, you see the pings, and you see that, you know, mid lane's missing. Obviously, Akshan wants to get that lick back. So my gosh, is Akshan going to be on cock and balls here? And Diana sadly thinks she's safe, but in this situation, guys, like, you just have to you have to wait and play it safe. Like, it's not worth to go here and give up a kill for the good old Rift Scuttler. In that play, the play for sure was to walk the tower, walk to your Mordekaiser. So Akshan does not kill you, but, you know, anyone would have fallen for that, you know. Akshan was just chasing so hard, so hard. But, you know, it is what it is. He got his little gold and stuff like that, and, you know, that's what we're working with. So, here, you just gotta work with your mistakes and go back to your plan. Sadly, Diana doesn't know that Belveth warded here, but Diana should have known that after seeing the kill here, you should have saw Belveth pathing down and expected to take this scuttle. It's just like a minor waste of time that is very unnecessary. When at this point you probably could have been finished your wolves here and crossing over to your raptors with the amount of time you took walking down to the scuttle and checking it and then walking back to do your grump. So, you know, the small things matter in Compound. You just have to be thinking about it, being quick on your actions, and executing properly. But good thing here, tracking that, you know, Belveth have camps downside, back at the bottom side, and, you know, there's no way she just teleports up top to take the scuttle, which, you know, it's possible that she wraps back around to go back to take the scuttle, but it would have been very inefficient. But key thing here, we see Belveth earlier down here, and there was no hesitation on the Diana side to come and counter jungle and punish this Belveth for pretty much her transgressions against the good old red team here. So very good, very good, and this gives you the opportunity to come up here for a gank. And, you know, I don't like this for multiple reasons, this recall here, because up here, you see that they're heavily trading. We're going to see who comes out on top. Gwen. Luckily comes out on top, but I think the better play here definitely was to assist Gwen in here. You got an assist, got a little bit extra gold, got on the scoreboard, or if you feel like you could not have done anything here, you need to take these two camps off the map and just completely avoid any counter jungle shenanigans. So, but I think it is also a fair play to go to the drag here, since it did spawn. But either way, if you would have cleared these two camps, came down, you would have been 6. But recalling here and clearing blue, you have 6 also. You know, fine plays, fine plays. But, you know, just for the off chance of counter juggling your stuff on the top side, I would have taken them off the map beforehand. But, you know, here we're taking a dragon. Easy dragon. We have prio mid, we have prio bot lane. Really no need for Ziggs TP, but I guess, you know, moral support for your team. Here, Diana's looking to pretty much do something bot side. But, you know, guys, you need to recognize this right here. You know, the wave state, it's neutral but pushing into your bot lane, but it's not. It has not yet pushed in. The bot lane here is playing pretty safe, and really the only way you get a kill here is if Senna and Caitlyn completely goes 100-0 onto the Nami, and like Nami just like is an effective master baiter to getting you in distance to pretty much kill them. So other than that, like, this is a terrible way to spend your time, hoping that they just go completely onto your Nami. And I mean, there, like, you walk out of the bush and they see you, and it's up. Like, you have to go back to your camps. But the consequence of that is you gave Belveth all this time to take grubs, and Belveth wants the grubs when she's 6 so she can get her true form pretty much. And you know, in this situation, we're up on the Belveth just by a little bit, which we could be just like, you know, a little bit more if we were just a little bit faster. But like in this situation, you know, we're up drags. We're doing good. We want to continue to put that pressure on the Belveth and not allow her to have anything. But we pretty much, because we sit in this bush and attempt to get something bot lane, we just give up the growth for free. And you know, we don't want to give up things for free. But Belveth gets grubs. We're just going to you know, continue our game plan and see what we can do about it. So Belveth is going to go back and clear her good old top side here, which is pretty good. Get these camps off the map. You know, I don't understand. You know, she could just be clearing this to go top and hover for a gank, so that could be her plan. Diana here has finished all her camps. And you know, this is a good thing to hover. Ideally here, it looks like she wants to trap for the scuttle first, but definitely a better play here is you could be finishing up your Krugs and you just swoop on over here into the bushes. Primarily this bush, since this wave is it's too far up to be seen, or you will be seen if you go into this third bush, but definitely can be in this bush waiting for Shen to go onto your Gwen, and that's 9 times out of 10 a free kill right there. But it looks like Diana's going to check for the scuttle and, you know, see that it's not there and proceed to recall. And I mean, like, a valid recall, especially if you're looking at this now, it's kind of a lost cause. So for that development there, I don't blame her for recalling. But valuable ward here. We see Belveth checking to see if camps are here because, you know, she has not seen Diana and probably thinks that Diana is somehow on her Krugs, but again, Belveth is just a little bit too slow here for that. So we're 10 minutes in. We see Belveth up there, and we see Mordekaiser taking the camps. You see Raptors are up, so you can assume that the Krugs are up also. So I like this play here. We want to punish Belveth for sitting up here. No way that she's going to be able to contest these. But the only thing about this is Akshan is here, Caitlyn is here, Senna is coming back from lane. You know, you don't see Senna, but you should understand that she is coming back to lane. And Caitlyn is here, and your support is all the way back here, and your Ziggs is all the way back in base. So this is a very, very risky play, and we're going to see how it comes out. Luckily, we have the damage to kill, and we get a free kill on Akshan. And we missed the Senna stun, and Caitlyn was farming the wave. So easy to say that you got out, but in that situation, if any of them would have been waiting to collapse on you because they see you coming on the ward and they see you on the ward, it would have been a very bad day where you had to blow your flash or potentially die. And in this situation here, like, the greed, like, you guys gotta understand, Drag is not up, Herald's not up, bot lane is pushed in, mid lane is getting pushed in. There's, like, nothing to fight for here. Like, no camps are down here, there's nothing to fight for. You have camps, Gromp, and Wolves, Raptors, and then your crows are coming up. Just go back to clear until the next objective is up or until another opportunity is up. This is not an opportunity, this is greed, because the follow-up from your team is not there. So, better play. For sure, just secure your camps, and then fight at the next objective, because, you know, drag comes up, everybody wants to fight. You're stronger, you should win pretty much all the time. If you know, don't completely botch the team fight. So, again, we die. Mistakes are made. We're gonna see how this plays out down here. Mordekaiser ults the Akshan. Gets the kill on the Akshan. Wonderful. Mordekaiser's a tanky boy. So, you know, pretty good play to Mordekaiser. And I mean, at this point, you guys gotta understand, drag is coming up. Akshan is dead. Currently, you have an advantage. So, and you have to realize that your Mordekaiser wants to recall because he just got the kills. Here, you gotta understand, they're very low. And if we want to go for this dive, we're going to have to do it now. Do it rapidly and quickly due to the 3 minions we have left here. So, it looks like that's what we want to do. I think this would have been way cleaner if Diana was able to hit her ult, but, you know, mechanics. Overall, I think it was a good idea to go for this. But for sure, hit ult here and you just instantly walk back for drag and easy drag secure. Since you do have the support of your Nami and your Ziggs to peel you for if Belveth wants to chase. But because we missed our R here and we have to chase just a little bit more, it results in the death of Diana, and ultimately we're gonna lose the drag here per se. But a thing that Belveth could have done here for sure is, instead of taking the red buff, you start with the dragon. You take the hardest camps to your easiest camps, and the reason you start here is for this exact situation that's about to happen. If Belveth would have just taken the drag first, there would have been no, like, what's the word I'm looking for? There would have been no contest on this dragon. And I mean, even though Belveth does get the dragon and does get the kill, it could have been a 50-50. It was a 50-50 if Diana would have hit the smite. And it could have gave her just the extra amount of stats she needed to kill the Belveth, because, as we see, that fight was very close. But there was no reason for that fight to happen if you would have just taken a dragon and then taking your blue. I mean, taking your red, and then continued to do your sequence and go into the Herald. So, yeah. We want to force, you know, in that situation with Belveth, we want to force Diana to go back to clear her camps and not really have any options, but you know, Belveth gave the options that Diana took it. And I mean, good on Diana for not just defaulting into going back to her camps after not seeing the drag was taken. So, yeah. But here, in this situation, you know, we're 14 minutes in, and Herald is coming up. So, and we have every camp up, so the ideal thing here is to simply just clear up and try and fight for the drag. But, you know, Herald's coming up right here. The play for sure is, right now you have no prio topside. We know Belveth is going topside, and we have no idea where Akshan is. So Akshan could be here, and this is ideally, like, not a very good play because we don't know where Akshan is. Akshan could be waiting in this bush, and, you know, it's kind of just over for you. And that's, like, really how you, like, throw in these situations, like, not tracking where everybody is. Luckily, though, for the Diana in this game, the Akshan is bot lane. Very unfortunate for the Nami here, which is going to try and kill them by herself, but yeah. And, you know, if you're the Belveth here, you gotta understand that your Akshan went bottom when you want to get the Herald. So now you ultimately have the disadvantage, even though Shen just killed the Gwen. But at that point in time, Shen was still fighting. But, you know, theoretically, Akshan could have been here, could have killed the Diana and Mordekaiser with the help of Belveth. But in reality, it went the other way because Akshan decided to go bot lane. And you as a jungler needs to recognize what support you have from your teammates and what support the enemy has from their teammates. And pretty much who wins in a 2v2, 3v3. But, yeah, overall, the Diana, you know, Diana did pretty well, securing and punishing in the early game, but it could have been better. But it'll be good enough for you to replicate this in the rest of your games, especially if you're in silver and, you know, trying for gold, and definitely if you're in gold and trying to get out of gold, you know, you're just gonna have to be a little bit quicker, make your decisions a little bit faster, and just be very direct on what you want to do in the game. So, but with that being said, for this series, we pretty much go over the early game. So that is going to be the end of the early game for this. And I hope you guys can take at least one or two things from this video to help you guys in your solo queue adventures and solo queue endeavors. The rest of this video will be on the membership. And if you would like to see that, feel free to join the membership. And I will help you personally get up to the rank of Emerald currently, as we attempt to make it into high elo. And yeah, we just want to help you. So if you're interested, we have coaching on our website, all-in-one gaming generation, all-in-one-gg.com, or you can join the membership to have coaching every week, and me be your personalized trainer to help you be successful on the Rift. And if you're interested being a professional player, we hope to get you there also. So for my YouTube folks, I hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you in the next video, and thanks for watching.